Our dogs hold a special place in our family, yet we must acknowledge that they can pose risks. In a shocking incident, a dog unexpectedly attacked its owner's baby. The astonishing reason behind this incident will leave you in disbelief. Join us as we delve into this remarkable story. Laura and William, a newly married couple, were filled with excitement as they settled into their very first home together. The house underwent renovations, becoming a space that reflected their unique taste and personality. However, it was the backyard that truly stole their hearts. A vast expanse where they envisioned playing with their future children and beloved dogs. Though they eagerly looked forward to expanding their family, Laura and William wanted to take things one step at a time. So before considering parenthood, they decided to adopt a dog. They yearned for a youthful companion, yet they were uncertain about the specific breed they wanted to bring into their home. For Laura, one thing was clear: they would find their furry friend at a local shelter. She diligently researched shelters in their area, hoping to find the perfect match before making a visit. Amid her search, she stumbled upon a shelter's website located about an hour away from their home. Initially, Laura hesitated to drive such a distance, knowing there were shelters much closer, filled with numerous dogs in need of loving homes. But then she saw a particular dog that touched her heart deeply. Described as a delightful blend of a German Shepherd and a Labrador, this pup seemed to call out to her. He had really sad eyes in the picture, but that wasn't even what really caught her attention. It was the description under his picture. They explained that he had rescued his mother with her puppies while they lived in terrible conditions on the streets. The mom and all the other puppies were adopted, but this one was left behind. He had more injuries than his litter mates, and by the time he was back on his feet, he wasn't in the cute puppy stage anymore. He was already large, and while he was still a young dog, his size frightened away many prospective new families. The shelter he was living in didn't have the space to keep all the dogs in their care, and he was basically on death row. The day he was set to be euthanized was only a week away. Laura sprang into action right away. She wasn't going to allow that beautiful dog to be put down without any attempt to save him. She called William, and when he read the dog's story, he was on board right away. That was Friday, so since neither of them were working the next day, they drove to the shelter. The personnel at the shelter were really happy to show them the dog. They didn't write the shelter policies, and it broke their heart that they had to put down any healthy pups, especially one so young. They brought the dog out into the yard. He was massive, but also incredibly gentle and very timid. They bent down and slowly moved their hands towards him so that he could smell them, and the pup came slowly closer, his tail between his legs. They scratched him, and he plopped down and lay on his back, showing them his stomach. He was timid, but as soon as they showed him the ball that they brought for him, he jumped up and his tail started to wag vigorously. Suddenly, he was just an excited puppy who wanted to play. It was decided right there. He was going home with them. William and Laura instantly fell for the lovable, clumsy dog they decided to name Max. With ample space and overflowing affection to offer, they knew he belonged with them. Although the shelter typically conducted home checks before adoption, they fast-tracked the process due to Max's urgent situation. Without hesitation, they brought Max home the same day. Unprepared, they hurriedly purchased supplies, but even without a proper bed, Max was content to be in a caring family's embrace. They quickly became a family, cherishing their newfound bond. Initially timid, Max blossomed into a happy and confident dog over time. He relished park outings with William and leisurely strolls with both of them. Yet, above all else, cuddling up with Laura on the couch in the evenings was his favorite joy. He was really active, but at heart, Max was really a lapdog that just wanted to be with his family. He became like the couple's child. Then something happened that would change their family. Laura found out that she was going to have a baby. For the entire time that she was pregnant, it was like Max became even more gentle and a lot more protective. He lay at her feet wherever she went. He didn't leave her side if he could help it, and when her tummy started to show, it became his favorite place to lay his head. It was like he was listening to the baby's heartbeat. Then they had their baby girl, Angela, and they brought her home, and it was like Max knew that she was his baby right from the start. Instead of following Laura, He suddenly went everywhere that the baby went. He would lie next to the stroller and keep the baby company. Some people kept telling Laura and William that they should keep such a massive dog away from the baby, but he was never anything but gentle. He would lick her fingers and bring her his toys. One of the first times that baby Angela smiled was at the dog. The bond between them was very real, and neither Laura nor William ever worried that the dog would injure the baby. He was just too soft with her. They just knew that he was going to be her protector and her best friend for the rest of her life. Until one day, when something really shocking happened that none of them would ever forget. It was a nice warm day, and Laura and William decided to spend some time outside on the grass underneath the trees. They put down a blanket and let the baby lay playing with her toys. They had just turned her to have some tummy time when the food they had ordered arrived, and William went to fetch it at the door. Max walked with him to see who was there, leaving Laura with the baby on the blanket. Then her phone started ringing. It lay on a little table at the back door. It was only a few steps from the baby. Laura would still be able to see her, so she got up to answer the phone. She turned her back to Angela for a few seconds while speaking. The baby couldn't even crawl yet, so it should have been fine, but suddenly Max came storming out of the back door, growling as they had never heard him growl. He was angrier than they had ever seen him, and he was headed straight for the baby. He stormed at her and growled and bit down at her legs. Laura had never been so scared in her entire life. She would later say that everything happened so quickly that she could do nothing to stop it. But at the same time, it felt like everything was happening in slow motion. She must have screamed because William came running out of the house. They ran towards the dog and the baby. William pulled the dog away from Angela and Laura checked her out, but despite the scary way that he had attacked the baby, there wasn't a mark on her. Amidst all the shouting, she wept, and suddenly Max collapsed. William turned to the blanket and finally understood why the dog had seemingly attacked their baby. The revelation was as shocking to them as it will be to you. Lying on the blanket was a rattlesnake, right beside where the baby had been moments ago. Max had been protecting little Angela, but got bitten in the process. His condition worsened with shallow breathing, causing distress to William and Laura. Never did they imagine Max would harm the baby. He had been a savior, risking his own life. They swiftly took Angela and rushed Max to the hospital, allowing him to receive the necessary medication since they identified the snake's type. Max fought for days, but eventually, he started to recover. They joyously brought him back home. The reunion between the baby and the dog moved them to tears. Max had always been part of the family, but from that moment on, he received everything he ever desired. He had truly earned it. What do you think about this brave dog? Let us know in the comments section. Also, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.